we're going to talk about a film that came out on Netflix at the start of September called Rebel Ridge. This stars everybody's favourite Miami Vice star Don Johnson, alongside Aaron Pierre and AnnaSophia Robb. It was written and directed by Jeremy Saulnier. Didn't know about this film before it hit Netflix. Then I seen on Twitter somebody posted something about it, and it was the Don Johnson pull for me. I thought, oh, Don Johnson's something. I'll give that a whirl. I always liked Miami Vice. You don't see him in a lot of films these days, but he has been in some stuff. He was obviously famously in Django Unchained. He's done one or two bits since, and it's like, go on, man, let's have a look. Don Johnson, got to be worth a sniff. So basically, the story has been likened in some ways to First Blood, the original Rambo film, because at the very start of the film, we have Aaron Pierre's character just cycling on a dirt road somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and the cops basically like run him off the road on his bike. And then he's a black guy as well, so you got this element of, oh, this is the racist cops knocking him off his bike, giving him trouble. He's got money in his bag, and like $10,000 or something, which is more than you would be carrying around with you. So there's like, we're going to keep this money because he says it's for his cousin. He's going to bail his cousin out of jail, and he's only got so much time to do it. So he's got this situation where he's like, look, I need that money back. What do I do to get it back? Because I've only got so much time to go and bail my cousin out. Because if he goes to the county jail or whatever it is, the big place, he's going to be, he's not going to survive in there. He's not the kind of person that can handle jail. So he's got an urgency to get his money back. But unfortunately, these cops are part of like a corrupted police force led by Don Johnson. He's like the head honcho. And basically, they're going to do anything they can to keep hold of the cash and, send him on his way. But at the same time, like with Rambo, they've picked the wrong M&F-er to mess with here, because this guy, it is a bit of a trope, but he's like ex-special forces. But it's not that he was like, oh, I'm ex-special forces and I killed people in the war and I did all this. He was actually in this, he's trained special forces guys in hand-to-hand combat, like jiu-jitsu and all this stuff. So he's kind of just like a really good hand-to-hand guy, isn't he? Which they did pretty well in it, because he's like one of those that if there's a gun in it, he'll get it off you and take it to pieces and take it out of play rather than take it off you and shoot you with it. He's more of a sort of kind of guy, So yeah, that's what it's about basically. This guy trying to get his money back, trying to get his cousin freed. There's somebody within the court system in that small town that knows there's loads of shady stuff been going on, so she tries to help him. And it just becomes about a cat and mouse game. Who's going to get the upper hand? Sometimes it's the cops and stuff, and then just when you think they've got the best of him, he does something else to get around it and attempt to get his money back. And I thought it was quite a gripping couple of hours, actually. Only criticism was it was possibly a little bit too long. Again, I think you could tell a story like this in maybe an hour and 45 minutes rather than 2 hours, 10 minutes. But considering all of it, I thought it played out well. It was well written. It kept you on the edge of your seat. And that was a good couple of hours spent, on a Sunday morning on Netflix going, you know what? That was not a bad film. What do you say, sir?
Yeah, so, this came out of nowhere. Didn't know this was coming. And then, basically seen lots of people talking about it, and it was like, okay, what's this film I want to talk about? Reading up on it's interesting because apparently this was originally a vehicle for John Boyega. And he left halfway through production, disputed reasons why. But it did make me think, would this be the same film with John Boyega in it? And I think, no, I don't think it would be.
Maybe. I really like him. I really like John Boyega. I think he's one of the great British actors. But having said that, Aaron Pierre was really good in this role.
I thought he was excellent in this, and it suited him to a T. Really embodied the role. And I thought everyone was excellent in this. this was a really pleasant surprise this year. It's the first film that I didn't really know going into it, and I watched it and was like, this is actually brilliant. Really enjoyable. Yes, there's lots of tropes in there, and it's very similar to many other films. Could it be a little bit shorter? Maybe. But I never felt bored during the film. I wanted to know what was coming next. And they delivered everything they set out to deliver all the way through. It was a really solid arc, the conspiracy, all these different things that was like, this is a really solid, interesting film. I just say some of the hand-to-hand combat stuff was really cool. When they have the big blow-up in the kind of police car park, it's fantastic. The whole way it's delivered is like, this is what I want. And... I just felt, especially from a writing standpoint, I was sitting there going, this is solid. The dialogue makes sense. It hit all the story beats. There was nothing missing, and the ending was satisfying. It was like, that's how it should have ended. It made sense. So yeah, I was really surprised and really impressed at it, and thought I'd love to see more kind of things in this direction. This is, considering we've had kind of similar things that disappointed us in the last few years of this ilk. This was like, I've enjoyed that, and I recommend it to anyone. Go if you want something good to watch. Yeah,
it's a film that it throws you straight in there. Straight away, he's on the dirt road. This is the very first scene, and the cops knock him off the bike, and there's tension straight away. There's this kind of, you're thinking, oh, these racist bastards just giving him shit because of the colour of his skin, but he's a smart guy. He's like, knows how to talk to them, knows how to play it to keep himself on a level footing. Even though, you'd be outraged at the way you were being treated or the way someone else is being treated, you'd be like, oh my God, but he keeps his cool. And a lot of those dialogues with, again, when they introduce Don Johnson's character and you think this guy's heavy, he's a real piece of work. And you put Aaron Pierre in there, and there's this kind of, he's calling him sir, yes sir, and all that stuff. And, again, playing it, you want to call him a piece of shit, but he doesn't. He keeps his cool, and because he knows he's got this invested interest in getting his cousin out of harm's way, So, as I say, for me, it went on maybe a little bit too long. Could have wrapped it up quicker, but that's a very small criticism because I agree with you, it was a very solid piece. Great to see Don Johnson. I think he plays these bad guys better than he used to play good guy, Like I say, Sonny Crockett, absolutely legendary, but he's got a real talent for playing a piece of work as Don Johnson. Yeah,
he's superb in this, and the way he even just the way he carries himself, towards him, walking out of the station stuff, you're like, what a prick. It's like, love it.
And there's a couple of them like that, isn't there? But I won't spoil what happens at the ending, but I agree with you, it was a satisfying ending. I also thought it's the only way it could have ended, because if they'd have tried to do something else, like him taking out the whole force or whatever, it just wouldn't have quite. You need those pangs of conscience to sort of level the playing field.
And it makes it believable, right? It's a believable way to end the film. I think, as you say, if you could have gone down kind of Rambo 2 or 3 route and gone, let's blow everything up, man, and it would have been like, oh, you've let yourself down here, because it's like,
a bit much,
just silly, But it was very good.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Highly recommended. You can see that on Netflix. Only on Netflix, it says on the poster. So if you're subscribed, get hold of it and give it a watch. It's definitely worth your time. A couple of hours of, high action, intense thriller, fun. Thumbs up.
Double thumbs up.
Double. Thanks very much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. The best way to support this channel is by dropping us a like and subscribing. Other ways to support us include Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon. This video was sponsored by funkyt-shirts.co.uk. Check out their website for a full range of awesome t-shirt designs. You can find all the links in the description.